Hit the button.
What is going on, everybody? Depraved
Hello.
Slasher. We are.
I got Mountain Dew. We all got Mountain Dew.
Oh, it is recording. I was so confused.
Ooh.
I was like, it's saying
Hey.
0. It's because I'm not live.
Oh, God.
We're back with another
He had a mental breakdown. He's like, what's happening?
Pound and Slash Marvel Media
I
podcast.
am
This is
Pounds.
the Comic Corner.
I'm Pounds with Mountain Dew.
And I'm Slash.
Do the do.
Do the do.
Cheers.
Do the do. Papa do! Alright, so as you guys know, last week we didn't have an aid. And unfortunately, this week. I'm kidding!
Yeah. Yeah.
We got the aid. Ba, ba, ba.
Oh, come on. It's coming back now.
Although
Yeah,
I've
a
got to
little
like,
hiatus. We're back at it.
really stretch to fucking reach this motherfucker. Alright.
Oh, my God.
So I have fully edited it all the way up to where we were. As you can see, last week, week 23, Electro was my MVP.
Yes, he did.
Because he wrecked Spider-Man.
Wrecked his ass.
Like, I feel like if you took my MVPs, which are Electro, Professor X, and Spider-Man, and put them up against your MVPs, my MVPs would smash your MVPs. Did you guys notice what's happening here? Ralph doesn't pick the most valuable player.
Dude, let me tell you something. Let me tell you, bro. Nah, you become Tom Brady when you make the person looks like ass. You supposed to be. If I read you, you supposed to dominate. This is what I read from a hero, and I'm not getting a hero dominating. I'm getting some Paste Pop Pete shit. So I'm getting Paste Pop Pete shit. I'm done with this comic book. That's it. I'm like, here you go. I'm not reading no more. You're not. No, because what the fuck are we doing? What are we doing?
What in the fuck?
So that's how I pick my MVPs. But you see, I pick heroes too. When heroes do hero shit, there you go. Like, there's one time I was going to pick Human Torch. Because Human Torch actually would be doing shit. And then he turns around and goes and has like a buffering moment. He has a buffering moment. It's like, wait, how you have a buffering moment in Strange Tales, but in Fantastic Four, you know what the fuck you're doing? I'm so confused. Who's writing this? Oh, it's Stan Lee. That's my TED talk of the day. It's like, who the hell is writing this? I feel like we got two Stan Lees here. It's Stan Lee A and Stan Lee B. It's just, I feel like he wrote Strange Tales to not give a damn about the. It's like, we don't give a damn about Human Torch. Let's have him do some more stupid shit.
What page are we on? 9?
Yeah, we're on 9.
No, we're on 10. Maybe even 11. No, we are on 10.
Oh, cool.
Fact. Alright, so, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we have actually some pretty decent comics for you. It doesn't start off that way, but
Right.
they get better. They do get
Like the final
better.
3.
Right. So, however, though, starting off as normal.
Hey, we got the
The
trivia's
Marvel
back, guys.
trivia question of the week. True or false? Kane is a failed clone of Captain America. True or false? Kane is a failed clone of Captain America.
Now you can jump or
You will-
wait to the end.
You will find your answer at the end of this podcast. And again, the aid is obviously only going to help people that are watching on YouTube.
Right. Exactly. Or
All
we'll just
right.
skip past all of us because you don't love us. I'm just kidding.
So starting off, we're getting Strange Tales number 118. A story is called The Man Who Became the Torch. B story is called The Possessed. This was published March 1st, 1964, written by Stan Lee, penciled and inked by Dick Ayers in story A. Story B is penciled and inked by Steve Ditko. Story A, you are going to see the following characters: the Human Torch, the Fantastic Four, and the Wizard comes
One
back,
only,
y'all.
The wizard comes
The
back.
most pointless goddamn.
Wasn't he in prison? How the hell? First of all,
Yeah.
these cops are stupid shits. Because he keeps getting out.
Well, yes and no, but I've actually seen people do this in other movies, and it's actually a very ingenious way that they do it. They take the persona of one of the guards. Again, it actually happened in Silence of the Lambs. That's how Hannibal Lecter got out of jail.
Yeah, okay. You get that one. You get one Teddy Graham, sir. One.
Now,
Out of like 50 billion of them.
so we start off with Torch training. Meanwhile, Wizard escapes from prison using an anti-gravity device that he created, also taking over the image of being one of the guards.
Right.
Torch gets a letter to show off for a closed broadcast camera, and he goes, which basically means, for those of you that don't know what closed broadcast is, that's where somebody would go to a studio, they would be recorded doing some cool things, and then they would later air that on TV. Basically like Sesame Street is closed broadcast.
Right.
Stuff like that.
Cool.
So he runs himself weak and ends up losing his flame, and we find out that the station is actually really the hideout for the Wizard. and he puts Johnny to sleep and captures him.
Darn.
He takes on Johnny's identity and goes and puts Sue to sleep and captures her. And then proceeds to go tell Reed and Ben that him and his sister are going on vacation, which was a fun little moment, though, because, like, things even, like, are you going to actually let him talk to us like that? And Reed's like, yo, there's obviously something wrong with him. He's not in a very good mood.
He's never been in a good mood.
I'm going to let him be a teenager. And when he wants to talk to us, he'll fucking talk to us.
Right, because I'm like, he hasn't been in a good mood since at least issue 3.
Right. Wizard returns to Johnny's home to finish refining the anti-grav device. Johnny and Sue wake up, and Johnny finds a pinhole big enough to shoot a flame out of, and he creates a flaming 4 in the sky that Reed and Thing sees, and Reed and Thing come and save them, and Johnny flies off to fight the Wizard. Right. The Wizard then tries to surprise Johnny, but it doesn't work. Johnny puts a circle of flame around him. Wizard uses his anti-grav to fly off, and Johnny's flame goes out. Johnny's not able to keep up with him.
Dang.
However, he tries one last-ditch effort to flame on and throw a flame lacer at the Wizard, but it misses.
Motherfuck, bro. That's how I get it, but damn.
But Wizard also continues to fly high enough that there isn't any oxygen and he can't reverse the thing. So, we basically watch the Wizard disappear off into the sky thinking that maybe Wizard will die. Because eventually he's going to run out of air. Now, chances are, obviously, Wizard will be back.
You got saved by Pace by Pete. That's the special double issue.
You know how funny it would be if it turns out later on that actually happens?
Yo, hey, Dick's gonna send me a text like, motherfucker. Like, just like a mean look. Like, I told you. Yeah, because he disappeared.
I gave it a 3 out of 5.
I gave it a 2. He dipped out. He gone. He said, fuck you.
I did not think that the story was very good. And for those of you that don't know, I actually have a profile on cmro.travis-starnes.com.
Right.
Which is how we are also coming up with our reading order. And I actually rank them every week. And it's actually a nice little tool.
No, I like that. Like, it tells you, like, what...
And it runs a lot faster now that they've made everything lame.
Dang, this is a good update. They had an update, man.
Next story is off of the same comic, except it's the B story, and the people you are going to see in this issue are Doctor Strange and who I have dubbed the Possessor because they didn't have names.
That thing looks like something that you just shoot headshots only.
Right? Where's
like,
Jeb?
Right. Hey, I'm so mad. Damn it, Jeb. Why can't you just come back and just replace the Human Torch? I'm just...
He's not even fighting the Human Torch. He's fighting Doctor Strange.
No, I'm just saying. No, I just wanted just to replace the
yeah, can't Strange Tales just start being stories about Jeb?
Yo, I bet he will. Hey, I bet he will listen to Fantastic Four like you a good leader, bro. I fuck with you, bro. I don't know what the fuck up with him though.
I can see that. All right,
see what I'm saying?
This was called The Possessed. We start with Strange finding a black spot on his globe.
Of course.
And at this black spot is a town that is slowly being possessed by dimensional beings. Strange shows up and can sense something is off but can't figure out what. One of the possessors returns to his ship to tell his home what happened because Strange basically almost caught him.
Almost.
And they said it's time to destroy Doctor Strange. The possessor then goes to Strange's home where Strange is sitting in thought when the possessor inhabits Strange's body. However, he is unable to take control of Strange's bodies like everyone else's that he's been able to do, and that is when Strange's ethereal form shows up. Strange reads the mind of the possessor and goes back to town. The possessor returns quicker than Strange and warns the others. Strange faces off with their leader, and the leader covers himself in some sort of hard suit, and then they get into a power beam battle that is very reminiscent of... When I say a power beam battle, think of like when Goku and somebody else get into a power beam struggle. Right,
that's what I was saying. It reminds me of like Goku versus Vegeta when he did that, when the first time they did Kamehameha won him.
Right.
Interesting.
But yeah, they get into a little power beam battle.
This was actually interesting though. I like this compared to what because you was mad last week. He's like, bro, I'm getting tired of all this shit.
I'm just tired of Mordo.
Just give me somebody else. Hey, like, yo, he probably the possessor. That's it. Yeah.
So then, Strange calls upon the mystic arts, which end up melting the hard suit. The possessor pulls the other possessors from their bodies, and then they get back in their spaceship and fly away, swearing that they will never be back because Strange is too powerful. At which point, Strange seals that doorway for good so that they can never come back, even if they try.
Right.
I gave it a 3 out of 5.
I gave it, 3.
Again, it was a decent story. It's better than the last Mordo story.
Right, he was telling me, like, I hate Mordo. Like, I hate him. He's just tired of Mordo. Like,
it's not that I hate him. He's a good villain.
Yeah, he's just tired of seeing...
He's just boring now. Like, we've seen him... It was like 4 issues in a row.
4. And one was like a past one, like, back in the day. Like, goddamn, all right.
And I was just like, all right, I'm done. I don't need another...
Mordo story. But they will. They'll be like, this is Mordo. Like, god damn. All right, let's do it.
Next up is Amazing Spider-Man number 10. This was called The Enforcers. This was published March 10th, 1964, written by Stan Lee, penciled and inked by Steve Ditko. Steve Ditko was very busy.
Right? Like, he did at least majority of these comics, man. Jesus, bro. They say, hey, we like your art style, we like your inking, we're just going to throw all that shit back in.
Well, and in this issue, we've obviously got Spider-Man, also known as Peter Parker, the big man who leads the Enforcers, and then the Enforcers themselves, which are Montana, which is the guy with the lasso, Ox, which is the big guy, and then Fancy Dan, which is the little person.
You know what's fucked up? Like, I already knew who these guys were before me. It's like, Montana, yeah. I'll give you a hint. Who's Montana? If you say it's the big dude, get the fuck out.
Right.
Like, you can just tell.
We're also going to get Aunt May, J. Jonah Jameson, and Betty Brant, and we also find out in this issue why J. Jonah Jameson does not like Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Jealous bitch.
He just wants to be Spider-Man. It's fine. It's me
right.
too. We all wanted to.
So, we start off with the big man, who has his enforcers out committing crime.
Of course.
Spidey shows up, but is unable to stop them. He actually kind of gets made fun of by the locals. The big man...
that was funny. It made fun of his ass.
Right. Then the big man tells the other crime bosses that he's taking over. A few of them say no, and he sends Fancy Dan, who is small, quick, and knows judo, Ox, who is really strong, and Montana, who is a master with a lasso, to change their minds. At the hospital, Liz and Flash show up to show support for Aunt May. The doctors state that she needs a blood transfusion, and Peter's afraid that his blood will end up changing her because of his powers.
Which, that's smart. Right.
So he doesn't necessarily want to give it, but at the same time, if he doesn't, he's going to get looked down upon by his classmates who think he's just being selfish.
Right.
So they run a blood test and everything comes out perfectly normal.
Of course.
So they perform the blood transfusion and they let her go home.
Yeah.
At which point she goes on vacation with the neighbors, which was a funny little moment too because she's constantly the worrying fucking aunt. She's like, "Oh, who's gonna keep you warm?" And then
she's like, "I'm going on a vacation."
He's like, "Go on vacation, leave me alone."
And don't be walking on walls and shit. I'm just kidding.
Right. If you find yourself sticking to things and being extra strong and shit, Aunt May, just
hey, she gonna break a glass by accident. Like, oh my god, how did I do that? Don't worry about it. Gentle touch.
So crime ends up blowing up under the big man. JJ tells Foswell, who's a new guy to us,
right,
that's working inside the Daily Bugle, that he needs to prove that Spidey and Big Man are one and the same, and to write an article about it. Foswell tries to warn him. He's like, "Hey, you tried that before, and it backfired. And if we keep doing that, people aren't going to trust the paper." He's like, "You let me worry about that. Do what I need you to do." And he's like, "Well, I guess if that's what I got to do to keep my job, fine." Right.
Until you don't have a job anymore, then
fine. Betty leaves for the day and ends up being hounded by the Enforcers. For some reason, she owes money to the big man.
Surprise.
We don't know why, but she does. And as this happened, Peter shows up. They threaten her, and Peter... They threaten her and Peter. She says that she'll pay the money, so they leave. Peter and Betty end up having a small disagreement because Betty won't tell Peter what is going on, and she runs off.
I'm like, you know what? Now, fuck that bitch. That's what he should do. You know what? That's what it should be. Just like, fuck that bitch. I'm out, bro. Like, Betty, you're doing too much, bro.
Peter finds out where the Enforcers stay and pays them a visit as Spidey. After a brief fight, Spidey leaves because his blood transfusion has weakened him a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
He was actually had the upper hand throughout most of the fight.
Right.
But realized he still wasn't quite strong enough to stay on top. So he ends up leaving, but he also finds JJ walking around the area, and he begins to think that maybe J. Jonah Jameson's the big man.
Yeah.
Peter goes home, calls Betty, and she tells Peter that she'll tell him everything tomorrow. Although she's already planning on leaving town, so she's not going to tell him. She's going to dip out, and hopefully he'll forget about her at some point.
Of course.
That's her goal.
I told you that. Fuck that bitch.
Right.
Yeah, go.
At school, Peter gloats about knowing who the big man is, and he's picked up by the Enforcers. All part of his plan, by the way. And once he gets put in a cell that the Enforcers have, he becomes Spidey and gets out. He gets spotted, and a huge fight breaks out between him. And so at the place he was taken to, they're having like this huge criminal convention amongst the underbosses.
That is crazy. Like,
and
wow.
Somebody spots him, and it is time to whoop everybody's ass.
You know what? Yo, and I say whoop everybody. Haymakers. All y'all get haymakers. Bah, bah, bah. I'm not even a 2-piece hold the biscuit. I got you.
Right.
Right. Literally.
During the fight, Spidey basically throws his signal outside onto a lamppost to signify to the cops that there is something going down there. And the cops get there and manage to arrest the goons and the Enforcers, and everyone, or however, Big Man gets away.
Damn it. I was like, I thought he got him. Never mind.
Spidey goes to confront J. Jonah Jameson about possibly being the Big Man, but watches as Foswell actually gets nailed by the cops for being the Big Man.
Right.
Later that night, alone, which surprises Spidey, by the way, because he was pretty much like, it's got to be JJ. I don't know who else it could be.
Right.
And it ends up being Foswell, which most of us should have known, considering that was the first time we'd seen him in the comics, and then all of a sudden, the Big Man's there.
Right.
I don't know. And what's sad, though, is I've actually read this comic before, so I already knew how this was ending.
Right.
But
it was a Scooby-Doo moment.
The very first time I ever read it, I legit was surprised. I was like, what?
Right.
But yeah, I'm more mad at myself for being young and dumb when I first read it.
Because it's like, Foswell, who the fuck is Foswell?
And it's legit a Scooby-Doo moment, because he even says, I would have gotten away with it too. And I'm just like, oh, Lord.
This is why I feel like this is why I know he didn't. I'm not saying you get the moment, but I think that's why you didn't really feel too happy about it. It was like, this is like, what, the 10th Scooby-Doo moment we have done so far?
Right.
We read? Yeah.
So then, later that night, when he is alone, J. Jonah Jameson is having a conversation with himself and states that he hates Spidey because he's jealous of him. All JJ cares about is making money, and here is Spidey who saves people's lives for free. And JJ just straight up admits, he's like, I'm jealous of Spider-Man. Like, everyone gives him the attention that I want, and he doesn't get money for it, and I don't understand why people would do anything for free.
Well, first of all, this picture right here, he looks like a straight up like money grubber motherfucker. Like, hey, he hoards all the $1 bills in his house, all of them. Like, I'm not spending a damn thing.
Right. At home, Peter thinks about Betty and wonders what could be wrong with her, and we see at the end Betty in Pennsylvania alone thinking about how to end her issues without involving Peter, but wishing she had Spider-Man's help. Because, dumb bitch, they're one and the same. If you'd have just told him, he could have taken care of it. But you won't tell him. Because you're all like, I don't want him to get hurt. And little do you know, he can lift a fucking tank.
So, this is why Nick can't be no comic book. It's like,
I can't because common sense tells you who these fucking superheroes are. I don't know how many times I've looked at Clark Kent and been like, damn, without the fucking glasses, you look just like fucking Superman.
I can see.
Like, people, dude, comics are
I
dumb.
spit this Mountain Dew, bro. Like, it's like, maybe he changed his voice. He does not. Like, what the fuck? Because that's one of our coworkers said that. He's like, well, he puts the glasses on and he changed his voice to more like subtle and tone. I'm like, how?
I don't care. Do you not realize,
bro,
that your fucking news person that works inside your news station
like
is built like a brick fucking house?
I feel like you should do TikTok, bro, because that shit's funny. I probably would laugh at this. It's like you can't tell the difference. How? Wow, you can't tell the difference between them two motherfuckers? He does a spin. And he's like, I got my suit on, got my glasses. Those glasses are even see-through.
And there's not one point in time where Lois goes, you know, now that I think about it, now that we're actually married and all, like, everybody should know. I don't know how I didn't notice it before. Maybe it's because I'm a dumb bitch. But, you know,
stupid.
Maybe, just maybe, you should do more than just put on a pair of glasses and a suit. And you're telling me that tight-ass suit, nobody notices the outline of the fucking costume underneath. I mean, for real.
Because it's underneath.
Because, again, he's a brick house.
Bro, first of all, bro, I wouldn't even hire that motherfucker. Hey, yo.
I'd have been like, bro, you should be bodybuilding with Arnold. What the fuck are you doing here?
At the Daily Planet. Hey, I'll be like,
Anyways,
oh,
this
shit.
specific issue of Spider-Man,
Cause this shit.
I
bro.
gave a 4 out of 5.
I gave it a 4.
So here's the thing. Over and above all, is it one of the better Spider-Man comics as far as the villains go? No.
Mm-mm.
The Big Man, the Enforcers are all honestly kind of dumb. The Enforcers, anytime we see them here on out, they're pretty much cannon fodder for fucking... Like, they're worthless.
I think the reason why I gave it a 4 because Betty Bryan is leaving.
Well, the Betty story, which is not over yet.
I know it's not. For right now.
I think her little thing with all this going on ends next comic.
That's what I'm thinking.
Because I've read it too.
I know you did.
Well, I have the first, 15 issues.
Right. Somewhere around here.
Down here now. Up there, actually. Somewhere
oh, there they are. Yeah, I think I've seen... Yeah.
So I've read these issues specifically before. But I love the side story going on with Betty Brant. And I absolutely loved that they finally went into the psyche of JJ admitting that he knows he's jealous of Spider-Man.
Well, he said, like, I'm making money and they don't love me. I'm like, well, first of all, you're a goddamn reporter. We can't trust you. We can't trust your ass anyway, bro. And then he's like, Spider-Man doing it for free. I'm like, well, he likes saving people. That's just Spider-Man's code, bro. He don't like letting people like you. He probably let them motherfuckers die, bro. Like, it's a story. Die.
Do you want to know why I do this, JJ? Because with great power comes great paychecks.
And great bitches.
Bitches?
That's what he should have said. Like, he's post up, I'm jealous. Really, JJ? You jealous of me? Like, he done rolled up at your house, bro? He know where you live, bitch?
Right.
Anyway, the X-Men.
All right, next up.
This was not bad. I like this one, too.
X-Men number 3, and this is where the X-Men are starting to get interesting.
Right. Because
This is called The Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, published March 1st, 1964, written by Stan Lee, penciled by Jack Kirby, inked by Paul Reinman.
I'm digging the cover too. You see Quicksilver, he looks more. Everybody looks like they're trying to attack. Quicksilver looks like, hey yo, I can dust this whole goddamn team in 3 seconds, bro. Just give me the gun. I got you.
And fun fact: Scarlet Witch wore green at first.
Yes, she did, which is interesting.
Weird.
So,
actually, she wore red. It was for the cover. I don't know why the cover she was wearing green, but if you actually remember in the actual comic, she was wearing red.
And then they changed his thing to green. Now it's real. You said that. 'Cause now his shirt's green. It was actually blue, on the cover. But that's weird. Okay.
But it actually becomes blue at some point because it's his color.
Right. That's his color.
I mean, hers is red.
Right.
So, anyways, weird cover to fucking inside comic ratio.
Right.
So in this issue, we're going to find the X-Men, which I forgot to take a picture of Professor X. Not on purpose, but I wasn't going to go back and retake a picture of Professor X.
No, I'm just kidding.
And also, I didn't take a new picture of Iceman. That is actually the one from the last X-Men comic.
Right, because he done changed just a little bit.
No.
No?
He still looks the same.
Oh,
but again, I just didn't remember to take a picture of him as I was reading through it, and by the time I was putting this thing together, I was like, you know what? Meh. But yeah, so the people you're going to see are Iceman, Marvel Girl.
Right.
Scott Summers. Did they actually call Scott now?
Not Slim Summers.
That's Cyclops.
Right.
The Beast and Angel. Smart Beast at that. Again, I'm enjoying.
And I'm happy
what
for
they're
that.
doing
I'm happy they're bringing his intelligence out because he's always been intelligent. Don't matter where it is. He's always been intelligent.
But we are also being introduced to, for the first time, Wanda Maximoff, which is Scarlet Witch. What was that motherfucker's name?
That was Toad.
No. That middle dude.
That's Toad.
Toad's in the bottom left-hand corner, homie.
Oh, shit. They all look alike.
Mastermind. That's who it is.
Bro, what the... Hey, I should have picked that as an MVP. He's so fucking fodder. Mastermind. What the hell?
And then Pietro Maximoff, which is Quicksilver.
I would have been like, hey, bitch, you about to die.
Toad, which I don't remember what his actual name is.
Right, I don't know his actual name is.
And Eric Lischner.
I would have went with
Magneto.
Blob. How come the Blob didn't show up, bro?
Because the Blob didn't start off in the Brotherhood. He don't even remember he's a mutant right now.
He don't remember he's a mutant. Oh,
now,
my God.
what's really cool about this issue, other than the fact that they just introduced a shit ton of characters,
and the fact they just master.
Again, I think it's funny that sometimes our episodes mirror each other.
Yeah.
So this week, if you guys were tuned in on Monday, we released our episode about the last 6 episodes of the Superhero Squad show.
Right.
And in that one, it also has Wanda, or Wanda, Quicksilver, and Magneto together.
Right.
And it's actually really cool because in that one, they don't want to be villains. And in this one, Quicksilver doesn't want Wanda there. Right. He's like, this isn't any of our business. What the fuck are we doing?
See, I like that. Like, that's what I was going to tell.
Like, he doesn't want to work with fucking Magneto.
With Magneto.
But you'll find out why they're there as we talk about this issue.
Because them two, they just want to bolt. Like, they really do want to leave. Like, fair.
So we begin with the X-Men training, which is the beginning of every X-Men episode.
Oh, you gotta train, bro. Come on.
Which is stopped to celebrate the 1 year of school starting, which is not the 1 year anniversary of the comic itself. It's just in this universe, the school has been around for a year.
The 1 year, that'd be interesting. Okay.
And yeah, if this was like X-Men number 3, and they're like, yeah, this is our 1 year anniversary. We ain't putting out enough comics, and nobody knows who you are.
Oh my god! Hey guys, 1 year of our comic. Who the fuck are you? We got somebody named Mastermind.
Right. Meanwhile, Toad, Quicksilver, Scarlet Witch, and Mastermind are all eating and bickering amongst each other. After Mastermind hits on Wanda, she tips water into his lap. Quicksilver punches him, and they end up stopping the fight because all of them realize that, quote-unquote, the leader, like we didn't see Magneto on the cover, would not be happy if they were bickering amongst each other.
Yeah, we gotta play stupid and be like, oh my god, who's the leader?
Right.
I'm gonna slap the shit out of you, bro.
Meanwhile, Magneto steals a warship. Angel sees the ship in the ocean, but it appears unmanned, so he returns to the school to report his findings. Magneto also returns to his base and almost beats the hell out of Mastermind for fighting with Scarlet Witch.
Why am I happy for Mastermind? God told you he is Potter. When you said that, I thought that was Toad. You said, no, that's Mastermind.
For those of you that want to know what Mastermind's special mutant power
Who the fuck is this?
He literally creates illusions, which, do not get me wrong,
He should be in Stranger Tales. Why are you here?
If it was a regular human you're going up against, it should be no issue. But if you're smart and understand that it's just illusions, like, you know, there's no fear there at all.
Oh God, bro! Like, where is? Like, would you find him at Walmart?
He's pretending to be a rack.
Hey, that's why they had to get the siblings, because, hey, yo, Toad gonna get killed.
Now,
that's the stupid shit, bro.
Quicksilver wants to take Wanda away, but Magneto reminds her that he saved her from a village that tried to burn her for being a witch.
Right. That's weird. We brought that in there. That's interesting. I like that one.
She owes him her life.
Right, she owes him.
And she's like, you're right. I guess I'm stuck here. And as long as she stays, Pietro says he's going to stay. It's his sister.
Yeah.
Charles hears about the warship, or Charles overhears that a warship has attacked Africa and sends the red alert to his mutants. When the X-Men arrive, Charles is talking to Magneto mentally, and they can't agree on humans. Basically, Charles wants everyone to live together, and Magneto wants to destroy all humanity.
Yeah, because he feels like, he wants the mutants to be superior, so...
So, Magneto declares war.
Yeah, war. Right there on the spot.
Magneto easily takes over Santa Marco. He actually does this basically by firing some rounds up into Santa Marco. And then the Mastermind sends troops that look super realistic into the camp, making everybody think that they have way more firepower than they can handle, so they can give up willingly. Again, humans would fall for Mastermind's bullshit.
No, that's what I said. No, that was a good prick. I'm just saying, they just beat the shit out of Mastermind, because who the fuck?
Right. Unfortunately, he tricks some other X-Men later that makes me mad.
And that's what's so stupid. You had a Stranger Tales moment, didn't you? Me too. I had one too.
So then the X-Men stage their attack. Beast attacks first and is stopped by Toad and Mastermind.
Of course.
Mastermind makes him think he's crawling up an icy cliff in the middle of
for my powers.
In the middle of Santa Marco.
He's like, bro, I gotta get this paycheck, bro. If not, baby, it's gonna pimp slap this
and
shit
because
out
he
of
mentally
me.
thinks he's climbing up an ice thing, he stops sticking to the wall like he was because mentally he can't handle it.
Oh my god!
And Beast
and that's so stupid. Beast, you're supposed to be
the smart one.
The smart. You're supposed to know this is some bullshit. The fact that he did that, I'm so bad.
Angel then attacks.
I can get Angel and all that, but not Beast, bro.
But is met by Quicksilver, who Angel manages to get him to run himself into a wall and knocks himself out.
That's the funniest shit. Bam! Gotcha, bitch.
And then Scarlet Witch comes in and captures him.
Of course.
And then wakes Quicksilver up. Cyclops then blasts in and is quickly grabbed by Quicksilver. Cyclops then blasts the ceiling, dropping the generator into the room with them, causing everyone to run thinking it's going to blow. Iceman comes in and rescues them, and everyone is running to find... basically, they run out looking for the other members of the team.
Right.
Our heroes all end up meeting back up, but without the Professor. The Professor, however, does show up just in time to stop an illusion that makes them all think they've been cornered into a place by fire. Magneto sets up a trap bomb and a nuke in an attempt to stop the X-Men. Beast is about to charge in when Charles hurls himself out of his chair to take the brunt of the blast. As the villains flee, Quicksilver rushes in, disconnects the nuke, and runs off.
Right.
Because he doesn't want anybody dead. Again, he doesn't think the fighting has a
necessary.
point.
There's no point to the fighting. Which, that's interesting. Out of all the Quicksilver, it's like, yeah, he's just like, yo, I'm not trying to...
Right.
Nah, I'm trying to be peacekeeper
and he even tells them on his way out, he's like, look, I don't agree with what Magneto's doing, but I'm side with him for right now, so next time we meet, I'm going to take you down.
Yes. Yes. If it wasn't for Cap, he would have MVP, because what he just said was real. He said, hey, yo, we meet again, and then we will meet again. I'm going to beat the fuck out of Mastermind.
Right. Professor X then tells the X-Men to leave him behind because the blast is dead in his mutant powers.
Right.
But they refuse to leave him because he's their leader.
Right, what?
And we end with our group wondering what they're going to do without the full power of Professor X to help them. They're going to have to fight on their own.
Pray.
I actually gave this a 5 out of 5.
5 out of 5.
Fantastic fucking issue.
Yeah.
The best X-Men issue so far.
Yeah.
Easily.
5 out of 5. Besides the random villain, I'm cool. I'm fucking cool with what with this shit. They're probably gonna become the Brotherhood of Evil 4 out this bitch, because I keep making jokes because Mastermind is so stupid.
I can't wait till the Blob gets involved, dude. Like, when
I
they
need him
actually
to
start getting
hurry
all
up.
these other characters,
They
I'll be
start
like,
bringing
let's
more.
fucking go.
Because that's what the
It's going
Brotherhood...
to be like 15 years before we get to
we'll
Jubilee. But
right. But that's what the Brotherhood mutants are. They're just some evil people, and they get Mystique and all them people get involved in this shit. So
next up is Strange Tales number
we back.
119.
we back, man.
The story A is called The Torch Goes Wild. The story B is called Beyond the Purple Veil. This was published April 1st, 1964, written by Stan Lee. The first story is both penciled and inked by Dick Ayers. Story B was both penciled and inked by Steve Ditko. So for story A, I forgot what I was going to have to push the button there. You're going to meet Human Torch, Spider-Man, and the Rabble Rouser. I love how Spidey and Torch always are in each other's comics.
Because he's the best.
Again, it's just that thing that I love about Marvel so much.
Yeah,
Even if they don't have a big impact in
right.
it, they just show up, and you're like, oh, hey, it's Spider-Man.
Right, and he does, and even if it's for a brief second, I will take that.
All right, so
continuity, man, gotta love it.
Johnny is streaking through the sky, pissed off because Doris Evans, who was his girlfriend previously, has decided to leave him and date another guy. He was also denied joining the football team because they feared he was too dangerous to be on the team.
Yeah, bitch, you I would not want you anywhere near me, bro.
The other 3 members of the Fantastic Four went on vacation without him because he had to stick back to go to school. Spidey gets all of the headlines in the newspaper, and the Rabble Rouser is on the streets convincing others to dislike the Human Torch.
Oh, that's a special...
and he does this by using a will-sapping wand.
Yep.
Of course.
Of course. We gotta have a wand, man.
We gotta hypnotize people.
Exactly. That is straight hypnotized.
Right. Spidey comes to talk to Johnny, but Johnny tells him to fuck off.
Yeah, literally.
Because he's not in a good mood. This is not the time to come talk to me, you web-fucking motherfucker.
Right, because he ain't on a vacation. He got kicked off the team. But be honest, you're a walking fucking fireball, bro. I'm about to burn all.
Right.
Because we're all getting torched.
Let me fly into the end zone.
And if anybody touches me, I'm gonna throw a fireball kamikaze and torch you, bro. Please don't touch me.
Now, the thing about the whole Spider-Man thing, though, is after he tells him to fuck off, he actually feels bad about it because he knows Spidey was just there to help him.
Right. He's probably the only one that actually gave a damn, actually.
Right. At which point, a cop then tells Johnny, hey, by the way, you're no longer allowed to flame on in public without permission.
Damn.
Torch is like, fucking arrest me then, and flies off.
Hey, I go out. That was dope as fuck. I thought he was going to arrest him. I was ready for this little showdown. It was cop versus the Human Torch. Right. Like, mother, hey, get on the ground. Stop playing.
But yeah, so he flies off to New Jersey to be alone. The Rabble Rouser is making an underground vehicle to kidnap a diplomat because the rabble-rouser is apparently a undercover red.
That's crazy.
And Johnny returns to take the bus to turn himself in because he's like, you know what, I broke the law. I'll do the time. However, when the underground vehicle pops up and kidnaps Prince Nagamo,
Sure.
Johnny doesn't go after because he's not allowed to flame on without the mayor's permission. And a bunch of people are standing around being like, oh, you'll flame on to goof off, but you won't flame off. Look, dude, they told me not to flame on. I'm following the rules. This is what you want.
This is like the Soviet Accords. Like, I feel like he would, unfortunately.
And the mayor comes and he's like, yo, go fucking save the prince, dude. And he's like, all right, flame on.
Yeah.
Johnny catches up, melts off a part of the vehicle, disabling it, but it knocks him out in the process. Just as the rabble-rouser goes to hypnotize Johnny, Prince Nagamo knocks the wand out of rabble-rouser's hands by throwing a rock at him. He's got some good aim.
Right, damn.
Johnny lets himself be thrown to the wand where he uses it on rabble-rouser to basically force him to defect and become an American defector. The crowd cheers as they come out of the hole. Johnny's given permission to basically do whatever he does without the permission because they realize that it was because of the rabble-rouser that even happened.
Sure.
And we end with Doris admitting that she just wanted to make Johnny jealous, that she still really cares for him. Which, by the way, fuck that bitch.
I would have torched her on the spot.
I'd have lit her dress on fire and walked away.
Swear to God. You want to see a new girl?
I would not have actually done that because that would have been murder. But
hey, you see what I said? We both said I would torture you. You said lit dress. We both thought of
I'm just
murder.
saying.
I was just saying, you want to see a naked girl? There you go.
I'd have been like, somebody will appreciate me for who I am. Fuck you.
Right. I just want to make you jealous. Who are you, J. Jonah Jameson? Man, that bitch.
I gave this comic a 3 out of 5.
This one I actually will give a 3 out of 5. It was okay, which is it's not saying a lot because all the other Strange Tales are ass, but this is okay. It's okay. I mean, he told him not to fan flame, especially when this said, "Hey, you're not allowed to flame on," which I never got that. I never understood that part, but never mind. Fuck it.
All right, story B, Beyond the Purple Veil. You will see Doctor Strange and Agamon.
That's a nice little nice little design of him though. I like that artwork.
Which one?
Strange. Strange, yeah.
Yeah, he's always in shadows. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, he's always in
anytime
shadows.
Like you never see a clear picture of his face. He's always
like hiding in a corner somewhere, right? Which is kind of interesting, I guess.
It makes getting pictures a bitch though.
He's supposed to be mysterious, man. He's mysterious Doctor Strange. He's
So yeah, in this one, Doctor Strange is studying a new gym when a couple of burglars try to rob him. He quickly kicks them out, but the next night, they do realize that he's there pretty much on his own.
Right.
And since whatever is going on with this gym is special, he's not going to contact the police to arrest them. So they know they can keep trying to attempt to break into this place. So the next night, Strange dismisses Wong for the evening, and the robbers break back in. When Strange seals himself into his chamber to meditate, the men grab the new stone and run off. Strange sends his ethereal form out to find...
Why the hell was that not even, like, heavily... I'm not saying guarded, but damn, like in a... I don't know, a fucking field or something? Like, it's just there.
Well, to be honest, thinking about, like, how Strange would think, right? Like, he just kicked these guys out with magic, right? If you tried to go into somebody's house and they used magic to physically pick your ass up and float you out of the house... Would you go back in?
Fuck no.
Exactly. And that's how he thinks. He physically picked them up with magic, carried them out of the house.
Because these are some stupid, these are some dumb motherfuckers,
like a broom and fucking dustpan.
Right, I would never, as soon as I got, you're not kicking me out like Jazz Jeff, you were kicking me out like you open the door like a musician. Like, I'm never.
Right.
I'm too black for this shit, bro. I gotta go. We can't be friends anymore.
So he told Wong to go home. He's like, look, I don't need you. And he's like, I'm going to go into my chamber and meditate.
I forgot. Did they open the door? Like, the door was not...
they snuck back into the window.
Oh, okay. I thought that was the door. I was like, wait.
Now, I will say, Strange, you should probably lock your windows.
Whoa, that's what I said. Hold on. Windows ain't locked. Nothing's locked in this damn place. What the fuck?
So, yeah, he basically sends his ethereal form out to find that, to scan the city.
Sure. And
finds that the robbers took it.
Yeah.
The same robbers that he kicked out the night before. So he goes to their hideout, but by the time he gets there, they're gone. They've already been sucked into the gym. And he's like, you know what? I promised and swore to protect all of humanity, even though these guys are not deserving of this. I'll go save.
You know what's funny? When I read the next page, I thought it was gonna be roll credits. I thought that was the end of the issue. They got stuck in the gym. Damn. All right.
So he goes back in, or he goes
Yeah,
into.
he has to go
in
there to
after.
save him, unfortunately.
As Strange arrives, he gets attacked and makes quick work of the
course.
guards.
Oh yeah, because whatever the fuck is in there is all ready to kill you.
And he demands that they take him to their leader, so they take him to Agamon. Agamon shows Strange that no one has ever escaped, and anyone that comes into this gym becomes slaves for him, and they're forced to mine their entire life.
Well,
However, Strange agrees to take the captive's place. He's like, if you let them go, I will take their place. So he lets him go. He kicks him out of the gym, at which point Strange goes, yeah, I agreed to become your captive, but I did not agree to stay your captive.
right. Which, that was,
Devious.
interesting. Yeah, that's a dick move. Like, so...
He ain't Thor. You notice when Thor does it, he helps the person do whatever they need to do, and then he kicks their ass.
Then he kicks their asses.
Because he's like, oh, I've served my promise to you. Okay, now, now that the promise is over. But Strange is deceptive. He's like, he's like, yes, I'll take their place.
And he just, and then
he's like,
so dumb, this motherfucker just agrees to it. He's like, you know what? I got you. Thank you. I got a Sorcerer Supreme. And I was like, so what?
Strange is a dick.
Right.
I'm liking Strange the more I read about him.
Right. It's like this is like Nick. Nick, this is something you would do.
This would have been me.
Yeah. It's like I'm your captain, but I can't stay your captain. Whoop. I'm like, whoa! Did he just do a whoop? He dipped the fuck out. Oh my god. He's gone.
So
that's it.
He then states he agreed to become a captive, but not stay one, and he breaks his chains.
Yeah.
They get into a power beam tug of war like battle that lasts hours, making them both weaker.
Oh god.
Agamon gives up because he is afraid of death, where Strange is not.
No, because he can keep going.
He lets Strange leave. So when Strange leaves, he then reveals as he leaves, he's like, honestly, I would have died before him, but he was so greedy, he wasn't willing to risk his life for it, which is why I won.
Right.
At that point, Strange is then later told by a cop that the two thieves that ended up giving themselves up and want to go on the straight and narrow path after they served their time.
Of course.
Strange then decides to keep the gym in a case.
Like you should have did?
Or he keeps the gym, not in a case. He keeps the gym just in case he's ever needed beyond the Purple Veil again. I actually gave the story a 4 out of 5.
I gave it a 3.
I gave it a 4 on the strict premise that Doctor Strange is a dick.
Yeah, it
and I
got
love
2, but him doing that, because it took a while. I had a buffering, like a buffer moment. I was like, "What did he just, bro?" I didn't know how to respond to that. He's like, "I'm your captain, but I'm gone now." Whoa.
He's like, "But I'm not staying your captive. You kiss my ass.
Right.
I'm about to fuck you up."
And then just the power struggle, the beam, like, man.
So, this next issue is one of those Fantastic Four issues that are goofy.
Yep.
But I absolutely loved it.
Oh, I know. It's childish, but I'll take it. Fuck it. I mean,
I
feel like they were running out of ideas. So we're going back to the old traditional alien shit. Let's go. We're running out of ideas. They're going to the alien shit.
This is Fantastic Four number 24.
They're coming for me.
This is called The Infant Terrible.
They come for me, bro.
This was published March 10th, 1964, written by Stan Lee, penciled by Jack Kirby, inked by George Bell. Hi, George.
Hey,
it's been a while.
Right?
Last Fantastic Four issue, actually.
Right.
The characters you are going to see in this are the Fantastic Four, which are Ben Grimm, also the Thing, Human Torch, Johnny Storm, Sue Storm, which is the Invisible Girl, and Reed Richards, who is Mr. Fantastic. I loved that picture of Reed Richards, by the way.
Right, just pulling his face. What the fuck? That's what's up.
We're also going to see Alicia, who comes back.
Yep.
She was not in last week's episode.
No, she wasn't.
But she's in this one. And Big Joe, who is kind of pointless, but he had a name, so I put him there. And the Infant Terrible, which the infant doesn't actually have a name.
Nope.
So I just gave it the name of the comic.
I would have been like Human Torch. Hey, why y'all bitches leave me at the vacation? I could have went to the vacation. Fuck all of y'all.
Right.
And then he just leaves. What if he? We start by Human Torch leaves. Damn.
So
he just leaves. Why?
We begin with the Fantastic Four being interviewed by Time magazine when word comes through that something is going on in Times Square. So the Fantastic Four go out and run into what ends up being toys that multiply when punched, giant bottles, a literal maze in traffic, etc.
Wow.
Reed has the police ring a siren that causes everything to disappear, and at this point, an alien comes through the crowd. The alien is turning lamps into snacks and eating until camera light flashes scares it, and it flings the people away with its power. Reed realizes that whatever it is, it's acting like a child, an infant, so to speak. A mobster by the name of Big Joe is watching the news and heard about it being a child, and sends his goons out to find the alien, which they find it and lure it into their car with candy.
Yeah, that's I don't know how to respond to that. I'm just gonna keep going because that was right. What? We're gonna give him candy. Whoa. That's weird, dude. That's weird.
So
Shit.
Reed realizes that if the infant brings the sun close to Earth, they're all doomed. So he sends the others out while he stays back to figure something out, which does not make the others happy because they're like, oh, he's the leader. He's supposed to be out here in the thick of it with us.
Yes, he's the leader. Now do your bidding. Go.
But the problem is they always seem to forget that Reed is going to figure out what needs to be done.
Because he needs to think, and he can't deal with like I almost called her damn Alicia Sue tripping.
A bunch of you child ass fucking
motherfuckers,
partners.
infant terrible. Y'all, they're like 3 infant terribles in one. That's why he's doing that little thing. He's like, I need a no, fucking that's it. He's like, mother.
No, actually, the picture you guys see on the screen is that was the stuff he was doing for Time Magazine. They were taking pictures of him.
Right. I feel like that's how they not be rub their head though. He's like doing this. This is how I think by rubbing my face.
The goons end up having the infant help them rob an armored trunk, but the infant then turns the money into other things like mud and candy.
I'm so pissed.
And things
all
like
that money turned to shit.
Joe then asks the infant to grow one of his diamonds into a bigger diamond than the infant does, but then it also turns into an egg, which a baby chick pops out. At this point, they get all super pissed off and all point guns at the alien because they're smart. The baby thinks this is funny as hell, by the way.
Oh, he's having fun. I mean, he's a child.
At this point, the Fantastic Four show up and easily dispatch the goons. They beat the hell out of them.
Beat them up. Barely convinced.
The Fantastic Four then find the infant, and it's scared, so it attacks them with a rock monster. While this is going on, Reed uses this machine that he's been working on to send out a signal to call an alien ship that is nearby, and it's on the way. The infant traps the Fantastic Four, the remaining ones that are still fighting, in some sort of saran wrap ball that they can't seem to get out of.
I can't get out.
The infant flies or twisters himself into the city and ends up throwing a huge tantrum and starts fucking shit up.
Oh, yeah, he was getting pissed.
While this is happening, Alicia is walking down the street and she gets caught up in the stampede and ends up fainting in the middle of the street. Reed flags the alien ship that shows up down, presumably...
Bro, you like how she fainted, though? She went, I'm sorry, I just had to go... like, bitch, get... How you... Bro, I just thought about this. Like, how... On the street, bitch, you gotta go.
Well, here's the thing. Some people do faint under stress like this.
Oh, shit. Just midway.
I don't personally understand it because I've never fainted.
Bro, I never fainted.
But some people, like, when the anxiety kicks in, it gets them lightheaded and they pass out. It's wild. I've seen people faint. It's scary because you're like, oh, shit, they're dead. But...
Oh, man. That person's dead, bro. Oh, no, he's just fainted. It's good.
But yeah, so Reed flags down the alien ship. Just as the infant is about to bring the sun closer, because he does finally notice the sun.
Yeah, because the sun is just... Meanwhile, that's why I like the story. The sun is still coming to the damn Earth.
His parents show up and basically smack him in his wrist, and they're like, hey, it's time to get your shit and go.
Right.
And everything returns normal. On the way back, the Fantastic Four end up rescuing Alicia right before she's hit by a car that apparently doesn't see her from miles away as it's pulling up on her. I don't know. People are dumb.
Just run her ass over.
When they return, Reed tells them that he was hoping that the ship that he had seen was the parents of the alien, which is why he flagged the alien ship down.
Right.
And they were like, well, you were taking a huge risk. What if they would have come and destroyed the place? He's like, that's a risk I had to take because it was going to go one way or the other. And I mean,
we was going to die.
We was going to die anyways.
Because that sun was coming. I mean, who going to call Spider-Man? He don't know what the fuck to do with this shit.
Reed ends up shaking the kid's hand. The aliens all wave as they fly off.
Did the E.T. moment, they bolted. Yep.
And that was the end of the issue. I actually gave it a 4. It was a lot of fun.
I gave it a 4. It was cool. I like it. Big Joe was just retarded, but yeah. Well, the reason I would not got 5 out of 5 because 4, Big Joe said we're gonna do this by giving candy to the infant, and that was kind of sketchy, sir. You gotta get your ass kicked on that one. I'm sorry.
All right, the last comic, which is the best comic,
For real. I'm dead
The
ass serious,
Avengers, number 4. Captain America joins the Avengers, is the name of the comic. This was published March 1st, 1963, written by Stan Lee, penciled and inked by Jack Kirby.
And I feel like nobody just don't like the Submariner. This is gonna be his.
Now,
I'm gonna be real. This is gonna be like his 8th time getting his ass kicked today. So yeah, I'm just gonna put that. The Submariner's gonna get his ass kicked.
Trying to yank out this hair on the lobe of my ear.
Oof.
Hurts. Now, here's something that I read. Actually, it's at the very beginning of the comic, and I thought this was really cool. Mm-hmm. Both Jack Kirby and Stan Lee were the first 2 people to ever work on a Captain America comic. Back in the very first Captain America comic, Stan Lee wrote the script for it. Jack Kirby did the inking and lettering for it.
Right.
Now, other people came in and started doing more of the stories as time went on.
Right.
But now, coming back full circle, Stan Lee is the one writing the script for this one. Jack Kirby's doing the penciling and inking again. So everything as far as Captain America is concerned has come full circle.
That's what I've always wondered too. Like, when you don't see the other like pencil and inkers and all that, maybe they're probably working on the other side projects in Marvel, like Captain America and other things. Like, you know.
Oh, I have no clue, but that is a possibility.
Right.
The people that you're going to see in this comic are the Avengers, which are now Iron Man, Tony Stark, Thor, Don. What is his last name?
Donald Blake.
Donald Blake. Thank you.
Donald Blake. Yeah, I got you.
Wasp, Janet Van Dyne.
Because this I like this too because Incredible Hulk is still missing somewhere. So
right, and Giant Man, which is Henry Pym.
Mm-hmm.
We've got some weird alien that's in this. He does not have a name. Bucky makes an appearance in this. Captain America makes an appearance in this. Rick Jones makes an appearance in this, and Namor makes an appearance in this. All right, so we pick up with a reminder of Namor's defeat from the last issue.
Amen.
And he's going on a tantrum. And at least when, Thor goes on a tantrum, it's because of love. He's going on a tantrum because he continuously gets his ass beat.
Kicked. This is going to be his 8th time, too. I count. You know how many times I count that shit? You think I got that? Bro, I make tally marks on this. Damn.
That was the empty Mountain Dew bottle. So he goes to this Eskimo tribe, and they worship this weird frozen man in a block. Okay. And he gets super pissed and tosses the Iceman in a block into the water, and the Eskimos take off. However, the cube ends up floating into the Gulf Stream, where it melts, where it just so happens that the Avengers are floating by. They find this man floating in the water, they rescue him, and they realize that not only does he look like Captain America, he is also still breathing.
I'm going to say, like, this is cool, because I didn't know where, I was like, how is Cap going to do, I mean, I know the story, like, Ice, but then it didn't dawn on me as I was looking at this, I'm like, oh, that's Cap. I was like, bro, I thought maybe, like, they just crazy ass motherfuckers just worshiping or something.
One of the cool things too is bringing him back into present day.
Right.
One of the things that I like about it is it's a similar story to what we know, but still so very different.
Right.
Because in the movies, he's found by S.H.I.E.L.D., who's actually out there looking for him.
Right, because remember, he crashed in the first Avenger.
Right. So they're out there in that area looking, and S.H.I.E.L.D. finds him, and he comes into an already S.H.I.E.L.D. setup. Whereas right now, S.H.I.E.L.D.'s not even around yet. We've only seen Nick Fury once. He's actually with the CIA.
Right, he got both his eyes.
Right. So we have no idea.
This is going to be like if Steve Rogers didn't get help by S.H.I.E.L.D. Like, he just broke up, like, out of nowhere. Be like, hey, what's happening?
So they realize that he is still breathing. He ends up waking up and starts to attack the group. Thinking,
like he did it Earth's Mightiest Heroes. That's what he's supposed to do.
Thinking that Bucky's in danger.
Right. Boom, boom. He started whoop, bro.
However, he quickly realizes that he remembers seeing that Bucky had died, and he chills out.
Right.
The Avengers don't believe he is who he says he is, so he challenges them. He says, okay, you don't think I'm Captain America, go ahead and attack me. And he puts a suit on, he grabs his shield.
Oh, he was geared up. He was ready to go to war.
And they fight. And he whoops their
asses like he should do.
Until Wasp steps in and she's like, yo, chill.
And it's always Wasp. What the fuck, bro? I would flick her too. Flick her.
At which point Cap tells them his story, which is Bucky and him trying to stop the plane because it's a plane of theirs that Red Skull had stole.
Right.
Cap is unable to hold on, so he lets go. He tells Bucky to jump off. Bucky's like, hey, I could still do this.
Right, I could save.
And he's like, but it could be rigged, and at that point, it explodes because it was rigged.
It was rigged.
And Bucky's dead, and Cap fell into the water and gave up because
this
his
is
best friend
so
had just
crazy. So many shit that we have seen so far. Not even just movies, but in animation. That's interesting, huh? I just find that fascinating. Like that, yeah. Where, anyway.
And at that point, our heroes show up in New York.
Right.
As our heroes leave the sub, Cap stays behind to get his thoughts together. And they leave or are bombarded by paparazzi because of the past fight that they had just had with the Hulk and Namor.
Yep. Yeah.
During all the camera flashes, one flash goes off, and then all of a sudden, the Avengers are turned to stone. Or there are stone statue versions of them just standing there, is what they try to make you believe. We're not dumb, though, because, we can understand how things work.
Right.
And everybody else that's in the crowd believes that, they just dipped out on us somehow. We have no clue how they snuck out, but let's all bounce, because this ain't them anymore.
Like, hey, I don't know where they are, but let's go find them. Like, wait, what?
So... I read that part.
Right.
Cap comes out and finds out that everyone is gone. He goes to a house. I don't know whose house it is.
Right.
He just shows up in a house. Goes to sleep. Because you didn't just sleep for fucking 20 years.
Oh, I'd say 20 years.
20
Oh,
years
20 years. Yeah, 20 years, my bad.
That's what I didn't... That's what baffled me in this whole thing. I'm like, did you not just come out of a 20-year nap?
Like, you were slumber.
And now you're already right back asleep?
Right, he's like, yo, I'm tired. I'm like, you are? You sure you don't want to move around at least a little bit? Nah.
Right. So, Cap takes a nap, and he's woken up by Bucky. Or at least, who he thought was Bucky. Right. And it's actually Rick Jones, who apparently looks a lot like Bucky. Which, actually, in the drawings, they do kind of look a little similar.
It's a little bit similar. I would be like, Rick Jones, how the hell you get my freaking thing? I would have knocked his ass out too. Like, what the?
Cap agrees to help Bucky, dear God.
There you go.
Cap agrees to help Rick find the Avengers, and in the photos, he sees someone is holding a gun. Rick gets a hold of the Teen Brigade, and everyone is on the hunt. Cap eventually finds the guy, busts into the room, but is attacked by a bunch of goons. After making extremely quick... What's funny is, so he busts in, and they're like, we're going to take this guy down with ease. And he goes, you might take me down.
I love it.
But it ain't going to be with ease.
I love it. This is some...
Bro, their asses.
First of all, that quote, that whole fucking... Bro, that writing is solid. He's like, you might, but...
It ain't going to be easy.
Yo, Captain said, fuck you, bro. So far, he's done everything what he's supposed to. He took a nap. He said, bro, I took a nap today. I may have had some protein. Y'all know you don't get this ass whooping. Like a straight ass whooping. We're going to fight him.
He dispatches the goons pretty quickly.
Barely convinced.
And then he unmasks the guy that he came for, and it turns out it's an alien, which is that weird looking fucker at the top of the screen there.
Right.
Well, top middle of the screen, in the screen.
Right.
This alien has green hair and looks womanly, and is apparently the person behind the Medusa legend.
Which that is.
Because he could turn people to stone, but he does it with a ray gun.
But that's crazy, though, too. I said, okay. I mean, even though we know about Medusa, that's interesting. They brought that in there, too, as a continuity. I like that.
However, at some point, he did crash a ship in the sea and made a deal with Namor that if he froze the Avengers, Namor would help get the ship out. Cap's like, hey, look, we'll help you get the ship out. But you're coming with me. You're going to unfree my friend, my new friends.
That I kicked their asses. I kicked their ass, but you gotta unfreeze them, or I'm gonna whoop your ass. Alright.
So the alien unfreezes the Avengers, and they get the ship out. Meanwhile, Namor's people have returned to him.
Yeah, they came back.
And the alien decides to stay underwater to make repairs to the ship.
Alright.
When this happens, Namor and the Atlanteans attack our heroes. It's weird because it kind of starts off with like a rocket of some sort, or something along those lines.
Like I said, it looked like a rocket / ship / whatever the fuck.
Right, it was a blast of some sort.
Right.
And it knocks our heroes, it kind of scatters them, and Cap ends up disappearing.
Of course.
Now, there's a long, detailed battle, and Cap's watching from where he landed to see how well the people that he tried to help end up fighting.
Right, because
he just wants to see what these people are like.
Right.
However, Rick ends up getting threatened, and that's when Cap intervenes.
Yeah.
At that point, a large explosion happens, and Namor and his crew take off, thinking that the Avengers got killed by it.
Right.
However, it wasn't an explosion. It was actually the spacecraft from inside the water taking off. Our heroes offer Cap to join the Avengers, and before they can even get the question out, he says yes.
Yeah.
And Rick Jones agrees to join Cap as his sidekick.
Which that is interesting.
Because he doesn't even know where Hulk is right now.
Right. Hulk dipped out since the Battle of Namor.
But he does wonder, that's how the comic ends. It ends with him wondering how this will affect Hulk when Hulk comes back. Because he knows when Hulk comes back, if Rick's not going to be there to help him, Hulk's going to be pissed.
And try to kill. Don't worry, we got Cap. Cap gonna give him the 2-piece hold the biscuit.
I gave this comic a 6 out of 10. It's a 5 out of 5.
Yeah.
Not a 6 out of 10. I was about to say 6 out of 5. It's a 5 out of 5. That's the highest I could give it. I'd give it more if I could.
Bro, I'll give it 10 out of 5. 5 out of 5. Bro.
And
Cap, when how you gonna... Bruh. I have no words. Cap came in and said, "Oh, okay. I'll give you that sweet justice, though. I'm going to take you to your mama's house."
He's like, I'm about to whoop that ass.
I'm going to do what your parents should have done. Like, you going to whoop my ass. Yeah, I'm just going to whoop your ass. This is how the story. You in love. You a billionaire. I was going to flick the fuck out of you and Ant-Man. Who are you?
All right.
And poor Namor. He just couldn't. He's not, at least he did get his people back somewhat, because, bruh, he just can't catch. He can't catch a break, man. I feel like they need to stop picking Namor, because Namor's going to just he might get his ass like severely hurt next time.
With that being said, Ralphus, who was your MVP?
It was the alien. Look at you. Look. And you know what? He might just go with the two. No, it's Captain America, bro. Come on now. Come on. It's the Cap, man, with that weird ass face of him crashing into the damn water. What you gonna find?
No, that was him waking up.
Oh wait,
right before he attacked him.
Man, it looked like he seen the worst. He seen
the best day ever. So here's the thing: if they keep Cap with this kind of mentality, I'll enjoy him in these comics. One of the things I have never been a fan of, as far as Captain America goes, up until this point. Up until the MCU, is I was never a fan of his Boy Scout mentality. I mean, and
he still did the Boy Scout mentality.
And he still has the Boy Scout mentality, but as long as he also stays being badass about it.
Right?
Like, again, that line where he's like, nah, you might beat me, but it ain't gonna be easy. As he put that shield on, bro. Tightened up his gloves.
Bro, let's go. Tight. We know that. Let's go.
I was thrilled for that. So, that also brings us to our Marvel trivia. It brings us back to the Marvel trivia question of the week, which is true or false? Kane is a failed clone of Captain America. Again, I did not pick this question, guys. This actually just happened to fall on the week that Captain America actually came back, which I thought was pretty cool.
That was weird. I thought maybe you picked that.
So, true or false? Is Kane a failed clone of Captain America?
False.
All right, then who is he a failed clone of, or is he a failed clone of anybody?
I would say failed clone of himself.
You are right that it is false, but Kane is a failed clone of Spider-Man and becomes the Scarlet Spider.
Oh, I'm thinking Kang the Conqueror. Fuck.
That's Kang.
Kang. This is another Spider-Man.
This is Kane.
Right, it's another Spider-Man. You're right.
So yeah, that is going to... Holy shit, and we didn't freeze.
That would have been the most
disheartening thing ever.
Hey, he would know what to do, bro. Because now you got our all...
We'd have redone it, but I'd have been very disappointed.
Right. like a podcast, just a little bit.
All right. So we can go ahead and get rid of the window capture here. That's not really necessary anymore.
And you got a live reaction, so everything works smoothly.
Right. So the next 6 issues, the first one is going to be Tales of Suspense number 50, so we're getting back into some more Iron Man. That's who that is. I've been sitting here thinking to myself, like, who's this Tales of Suspense? Because I forgot that Iron Man had his own little fucking thing going on.
He didn't really get his Iron Man 1, whatever the fuck. That is his little thing.
And that comes with 2 stories. The C story is called Journey's End. Which is the Watcher telling the fate of a meek space pilot. Oh fuck, the Watcher! I forgot he was doing his stupid shit.
Well, we know what that's gonna get out of 5.
We got Tales to Astonish, number 52.
So we're bringing Ant-Man back. It's been about a couple weeks for that.
Apparently, Giant Man and the Wasp are going to be fighting the Black Knight.
Oh.
So we're getting the Black Knight, y'all.
The one that we saw, and he said, "Hey, I'm here. Hello." And then he gets tackled by some aliens.
And then the second story in that comic is Not What They Seem, which is a story about the Wasp telling the story of an escaped prisoners in the year 3000.
We got 2 storytellings. Oh, you got me fucked up.
Oh, it gets worse. Then we're going to be reading Tales of Suspense number 51, which is Iron Man fighting against the Scarecrow. Apparently, Marvel had their own Scarecrow character.
Oh, shit.
I was unaware.
Okay.
And then Tale C is going to be the Watcher telling of a space explorer who dreams of discovering an advanced civilization.
Motherfucker.
And then we're going to read the next Tales to Astonish, number 53.
Uh-huh.
And that is going to be Giant Man and Wasp fighting the Porcupine. The Porcupine's back, y'all.
Wait. That was from right. What issue? I mean, what Tales was that? Was that 15?
I don't remember which one it was.
I remember,
but it was a fun one.
Yeah,
it was different.
Porcupine's back, huh? Because he never died. He escaped. No, for real.
And then the B story is the Wasp relates the story of Warlord Mingo, who conquered primitive tribes by exploiting their superstitious
fears. This is gonna be
fears.
so bad. So we're not. So
we're gonna have some dumb stories.
Oh,
now,
wow.
The good news though, that's only 4 comics. Then we get Spider-Man number 11, which is the return of Dr. Octopus.
Hey.
And then we get the very first Daredevil.
Whoa. Okay.
Which is also
Daredevil 1.
Going to have Spider-Man in it.
It has to.
And the Fantastic Four.
It has to. Okay. What made him oh man, I wish I could pick the brain of Stan Lee. What made him decide to do Daredevil? Like, okay. I mean, I knew he made him decide, but it's like,
I want to know how Daredevil got his own comic before Iron Man Thor and them got their own actual
That's why I said,
comics.
You said Daredevil. I said, wait, the Daredevil, the blind band? Wow. Because we don't even know when Iron Man is going to get his comic. I mean, he got it, but that's good. It's in that. But that's kind of weird.
It's going to be a good 6.
You say good?
A good 6? Well, it's going to be at least a good 2.
A good
stories.
Because this dude going to talk about some shit, and I'm like, what's this guy do? Is Jeb in this bitch? What's this guy do with this story? This story is so random, Nick. It's random. I'm gonna tell you a story. Please don't do this. I don't care.
This is a story all about how Daredevil's got flipped turned upside down.
Like take this the ball Biller.
Run that by me again.
You said what?
I said run that by me again.
I don't know what the fuck. Look, in my defense, hey, ladies and gentlemen, he got me up here today. I'm like half tired, half asleep. I wish I could be like this damn cat over here, but that's not gonna work. He won't let me sleep. So, and if I do try to sleep, he's like, "Yo, you gotta go home." All right. All right. Like, I'll go home.
Now, is Daredevil's comic in? That's what I was curious about. I don't know if Daredevil's comic is on Marvel Unlimited. If not, I'm gonna have to find nefarious means to read it.
Right, and he's just gonna send me pictures. Like,
no, I won't. Not for a 16-page comic.
Oh shit.
You can Google that shit yourself.
Oh shit! You better Google that shit, Ralph. Like, all right.
Oh no, it's in here. Okay. That's all I was worried about. As long as I have access to it.
Yeah, as long as Daredevil is in there, well, yeah, you should run.
Here comes the Daredevil, man without fear, baby.
Man without fear.
I'm kind of excited, dude. Fucking Daredevil.
Right, and he has to be like, this better be a good one because you're going. Like, Hulk has one, but, Thor don't have one, Ant-Man don't have one, Iron Man doesn't have one.
Daredevil's going to be a different one, though. Because, remember, he's more street-level crime. So he's going to be dealing with a lot of gangsters and mobsters.
Okay, so he's not going to deal with aliens.
He's a lawyer, too, so he'll be dealing with lawyer-type shit. Well, I'm sure there'll be an alien here and there. It's fucking Marvel. They can't help themselves. Right. Aliens, wizards, and fucking robots.
And Reds. Lots of Reds.
Yeah, and Russians.
And Russians, just because. He's an underground Russian. Rabba Rouser. I'm underground Russian.
Rabba Rouser.
Rabba Rouser. It's like a Pokemon. Robert Browser. Like, oh shit.
You.
I feel like he'd be like a fighting type too. Like, he just whoop your ass like he's like a kangaroo.
Alright, guys, that is going to end it for this comic episode. This actually one took a little bit longer than normal. I actually felt like there was a lot more to talk about in these comics.
Yeah.
So that was a thing. We'll be getting,
just woke the cat up.
and apparently we'll be getting Daredevil's origin story, which is cool. I'll be more excited once we get further into Daredevil's comic line. I'm sure starting off it's going to be a little rough because we already know his story.
Right.
But that also means the new villains we're going to be running into. Elektra's going to be around soon. We're going to be running into Bullseye soon.
I get Punisher.
I'm just saying. I know Punisher's coming up in Spidey soon too.
Yeah, he should be. We should be getting to seeing him show up eventually.
So I mean, there's a lot of fun to be had in Marvel. We're getting there.
Yes, we are. It's gonna be great.
And we're actually almost done with Tales from Suspense.
Really?
The Human Torch ones?
Tales Strange Tales?
Or Strange Tales, yeah. There's not a whole lot of Strange Tales left.
Oh shit.
And once Strange Tales are done, we're done with fucking Human Torch and his bullshit.
Right. Getting mad because I'm just mad.
I'm actually a little disappointed we didn't get another Strange Tales this week, just so we could hurry up and get the fuck out of it.
Oh man, just to top it off.
Instead, we got 2 Iron Man and 2 fucking Ant-Man stories.
And then we get we got 5 story tales, and let me tell you a story. Like, okay.
But yeah, so like I said, exciting stuff coming up. Can't wait to see where all this goes.
If you're on our podcast, I drew Fantastic Four Greatest Heroes.
Yeah. So
next
week we start Fantastic Four World's Greatest Heroes. We're going to be doing 6 episodes a week.
Right.
Because they're only 20 minutes apiece.
20 minutes apiece.
So that's not a whole lot to.
It's only one season, so it's not too bad.
And there's only one season. We might actually finish this before
Moon Knight
comes out. We don't know.
If not, it'll be just like two. It'll be 4 or 2 episodes.
If not, it'll be a very small amount of episodes left.
Right. That's it.
So starting next week, that is what's going to be on our Monday podcast talks about, and like I said, until Moonlight or until this is finished.
Right.
After that, we are going to be, or next week, you guys know what 6 stories we're going to be reading, so be on the lookout for that. And we're super excited to bring all this to you because I'm excited to read all this.
Yes.
Even the actual stories for Iron Man and Ant-Man and Wasp look decent.
Right.
I don't know who the Scarecrow is, but I'm intrigued. I wonder if it's anything like the Scarecrow from Batman.
With the fear toxins?
I don't think it'll have fear toxins, but I do think he will have some similarities other than just looks. But yeah, so that is going to all be next week. Again, Captain America's our MVP. Congratulations, Ralph, on actually choosing a worthy MVP.
Listen here, motherfucker. You know what? You think I won't pick any of them villains? Oh, that's right. You're picking, you sick bastard. That's okay. That's okay. That's fine.
I'm gonna pick the man without fear.
It would be. It's the only one that makes perfect sense.
Not yet. We haven't even read it. You don't know if he's gonna be the best character out of all of them.
Yeah. Well, I'm not picking, so I don't know. I am out of this contest until the week after.
The week after, you got a good lineup of comics.
I do. Oh, cool. Do I have any Strange Tales?
We'll talk. I'll tell you what'll be after that.
No, I got you.
But all right, guys. That is going to do it. Thanks to everybody that swung through and listened. Thanks to everybody that watched on YouTube. We appreciate you guys.
Please rate, comment, subscribe, all that shit.
Hi, Will, if you stuck around long enough to make it this far. And to everyone else that has shown up.
You guys are cool people.
You guys are fantastic. And again, if you guys like what we do here, please share. Let it be known that there is
we're raw,
basically a Marvel podcast for adults.
Yeah, we're raw. We leave nothing off the air.
I could tell you bitches ain't raw.
Anyway, we like singing shit too. We love it. It's great.
With that being said, we love you guys. We will see you all next week.
Excelsior.
Excelsior.
Moon Knight's gonna be great. Watch the Super Bowl.
Woo-hoo.
Super Bowl.